So far we've looked at how the quantity of money affects prices by looking at a demand and supply diagram. But we can actually obtain another perspective on the quantity theory of money by thinking about the following question. If we think about a question like this, how many times per year is a typical dollar bill used to pay for a newly purchased good or service. The answer to this question is going to be given by a variable that is called velocity of money. For those of you familiar with this term in physics, the term velocity would refer to the speed at which something travels. And in economics, we use the same concept, but we apply it to money. So we say in economics, the velocity of money is the speed at which the typical dollar bill travels in the economy. So how many times does it change hands? To calculate the velocity of money, right? So we are going to write down an equation right now, which is going to tell us how do we compute velocity. So velocity, which is given by V, velocity of money, is equal to price times Y divided by M, which is money supply. So here what we're doing is to calculate what velocity is on the left side. We are computing the value of nominal GDP. Price times Y is this guy here together is nominal GDP. Okay, where price is something like the GDP deflator. So price is like the GDP deflator. And Y is the Y is the real GDP. We're using the same terminology that we have been using before. So real GDP, which is to say this is the quantity of real output. And M is the quantity of money. Okay, so we have this formula that says velocity is equal to P times Y divided by M. You want to remember this because this is what we're going to be using a lot. Now, to understand why this type of a formula makes sense, we can try to use a simple example. So imagine that an economy is only producing burgers. Okay, so let's say we only produce burgers. And let's say we produce 100 burgers in a year. Okay, so this is really like our output, a real output, because this is measured not in money, in monetary terms, but in physical units. Okay, so we're saying this is our real output or real GDP. So we can say Y equals 100 burgers per year. okay, if that's what we're producing. And let's say a burger costs $5. So the price level is $5. And let's assume that money supply in the economy is fixed at $150. Okay. So we can take a look at this and we can say, or maybe we can take a simpler number here. We can say that let's assume that the quantity of money is fixed at $50. Okay. So now we have this formula which is saying that velocity is given by price times y divided by m. So we can substitute in these values. P is 5. This is $5 for that burger times real GDP, which is 100 burgers per year, divided by money supply, which is $50. Okay, so if you do the math, and I don't want you to just focus on the math, but I also want you to focus on the units here. Okay, so obviously when you do the math here, you would get 5 times 100, 500 divided by 50, which is 10. Okay, you're getting a number 10, but notice that you're canceling out these dollar signs with these dollar signs, burger with the burger. And what you're getting is a number which is saying the velocity of money is 10, which is to say that each dollar bill must have changed hands 10 times per year. So this is to say this is 10 times per year, because we have that per year still in our numerator. So the interpretation of this is that each dollar bill must have changed hands 10 times per year. And that is giving us the velocity of money.